Well, folks, I guess we can call this Today in Stupid, because NASA wants to redefine cosmic terms that are offensive. Before you know it, they're going to rename black holes, if you know what I'm saying. NASA has gone woke. Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Obvious, and today on the internet, we're going to talk about NASA and NASA going woke. Now, I find this absolutely shocking because what they're talking about is renaming and redefining cosmic objects that have had names for many, many years. And they're going to rename them to avoid being offensive and hurting literally no one's feelings. And I believe this is systematic of the larger culture war. Because you know it's bad when woke ideology is invading our scientific institutions. Imagine what it's doing to the politicians, the corporations, and the franchises you love. Somebody call Elon Musk. It's time for a new NASA. SpaceX. Now we're going to talk about this. We're going to look into some of the hilarious responses because NASA is getting slammed by people for its ridiculous renaming of objects. But before we do, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell button for notifications for more content. And if you like this video, please consider giving it a share. I have a hilarious post by the Babylon Bee to show you, but before we take a look, a quick word from this week's sponsor.
Zuck the cuck drinks water like a duck, but he also drinks your data. So tell him and Google to shove your data up their schwing-schwangs by downloading the Brave browser. It's free, blocks online advertising, and protects your privacy and data from evil tech companies. You only see ads if you want to see them, and you get cryptocurrency for your attention. Don't let Zuck use you to make a buck. Download Brave by clicking on the link down below.
And we're back. So, the Babylon Bee is probably... they probably dunked on and nuked NASA the best, okay? This is the best grand slam against NASA, making fun of their new initiative. Now, NASA said that among some of the things it was going to rename, for example, they're going to rename the Eskimo Nebula and the Siamese Twins Galaxy, for example. First of all, yeah, that's not offensive. Okay, I'm going to explain why a little bit later, but first let's look at the Babylon Bee. So, this is some of their more suggested changes, and I find them hilarious, okay? They say, the official NASA guide to more inclusive space terms. So we have a red giant here, and they say, it will be now known as a indigenous star of size. Ah, yes, we must have that body positivity. Now this one's hilarious. White dwarf, racist little person. Sombrero Galaxy, Cesar Chavez Galaxy. Okay, so, these are actually hilariously ingenious. Okay. Black hole, incredibly dense region of color. I really wouldn't be surprised if they rename black holes. I always, that joke is really old about black holes, if you know what I'm saying, Those, heavenly, celestial ebony bodies with their dense backsides and their big memories. I mean, look at her, folks. Ooh, now that's a woman. Okay, this one's funny. Milky Way, soy Milky Way. Okay, I would have said the soy milk way. I think that's funnier, but that's pretty good. Okay. Spaceship, vehicle of evil human colonizers of space. Xenomorphs, peaceful protesters. Okay, they knocked it out of the park with this meme, I swear. This is hilarious. Now, I'm going to go to NASA, and we're going to look at the official NASA statement. They're absolutely losing their minds. Here you can see, NASA to re-examine nicknames for cosmic objects. Now, this is the official NASA government website. .gov. Yeah. Distant cosmic objects, such as planets, galaxies, and nebula, are sometimes referred to by the scientific community with unofficial nicknames. As scientific works continue to identify and address systematic discrimination and inequality in all aspects of the field, it has become clear that certain cosmic nicknames are not only insensitive, but can actively be harmful. NASA is examining the use of this unofficial terminology. blah, 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 for cosmic objects as part of its commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. This is the same line that we hear every time. But really, this woke ideology is toxic. It's toxic. It's absolutely toxic because they're literally complaining about stuff that doesn't matter. So they go on to say that NASA will no longer be referring to planetary nebula NGC 2392, the glowing remains of a sun star that is blowing its outer layers off the end of its life, as the Eskimo Nebula. So this is a picture of NGC 2392. They call it the Eskimo Nebula. I think it's very pretty. How is calling it Eskimo Nebula offensive? You know, Eskimos are people who live in the north, in the snow. They have their own culture. They have their own genetic lineage. Why is it offensive? If anything, it's a term of endearment. It's acknowledgement that this group exists and still exists to this day. So this is so stupid. Saying that this is discriminatory or offensive is offensive. I'm sure there's going to be Eskimos who are offended that they are changing the name. Now, they go on to say that Eskimo is widely viewed as a colonial term with a racist history imposed on the indigenous people of Arctic regions. Most of the official documents have moved away from its use. NASA, okay, so look, I don't know if Eskimo is an offensive term to the Eskimos. I don't think it would be. Now, what it means is, and, you know, this is why I think that it's just a bunch of Karens complaining. Eskimo means eater of raw meat. Is that offensive? Is that an offensive term? I don't think so. Hey. Eskimos have very unique biology. For example, they evolved to exist on a diet of heavier meats and fatty meats. Normally speaking, a different person, like a normal person, would not be able to exist on an Eskimo diet. Their diet is somewhat specialized. So if they eat raw meat, it's because they're specifically adapted to eating the way they do. I don't see anything discriminatory about that. And I also don't see the issue considering they have the ability to eat the raw meat. People eat sushi. Sushi is raw fish meat. So, you know, I just feel like this is just pure wokeness. This is pure Karen. NASA said it will also no longer use the term Siamese twins galaxy to refer to NGC 4567 and NGC 4568. And we're going to take a look. So it's two galaxies that looks like they're colliding into each other. It's really fascinating. But somewhere out there in this universe, there is two galaxies that are connected. Isn't that incredible, folks? Imagine being on the border of two galaxies. Imagine that planet has life, intelligent life. What kind of legends and stories would they have about their double galaxy? What kind of opportunities are presented to those who can travel between them? Twice the opportunity, twice the amount of life potentially. I just find it fascinating. And yet Siamese twin, something to refer to twins. Now, the story behind Siamese twins is that it comes from the nation of Siam, in which people who were born conjoined twins were put up for show, basically. And then it became popularized to the point where when people think of conjoined twins, they thought of Siamese conjoined twins. Again, I really do not see the issue with this term. Stop being sensitive little snowflakes, okay? And this is what NASA is spending its money on. You know what, NASA? I've often said that NASA needs a higher budget, but if this is what NASA is spending taxpayer money on, I say take away funding from NASA. Take it away! I don't want to see diversity or wokeness or any of that garbage Marxist nonsense in my science center, okay? Now, you can see that the kind of the disease of wokeness that's spreading. So Thomas Zuberchin says, the Associate Administrator of NASA's Science Mission Directorate at headquarters in Washington, says, quote, "Our goal is that all names are aligned with our values of diversity and inclusion. Except if you're white. And we'll proactively work with the scientific community to ensure that science is for everyone. And every facet of our work needs to reflect that value." Shut up. These are nicknames. What is wrong with that? Okay, nobody's going to remember NGC 4567 or NGC 4568. But if you call it the Siamese twin galaxies, people are going to know that. That's memorable. You're not helping science, you're hurting science. You're going to come up with some dumb, politically correct name. And what exactly is a politically correct name? Tell me. Twin galaxies? Is that what you're going to call it? What are you going to call black holes? Holes? Holes out in space. Red giant. Oh, giant is offensive to people who are overweight. Call it plus size stars. So you can see that NASA is completely and utterly brainwashed, and the wokeness, they're hijacking it. Now, we've seen this in other industries. Comics got hijacked by woke people. Hollywood is hijacked by woke people. You're seeing this woke garbage being shoved into video games. The Last of Us 2, it doesn't end. They will not stop until they have destroyed everything. Nobody cares about the name Eskimo or Siamese twin. You know, Siam does not even exist anymore. There's literally no one left to offend. I hate the word inclusive, because when they say inclusive, what they mean is excluding white people and virtue signaling about crap that doesn't matter. Now, of course, you have CNN celebrating this move, because CNN is also a part of the woke cult that is far leftism that we've seen rampaging across the United States and being insane. I love the way they frame it. NASA drops racially charged nicknames. Oh my God, he called him an Eskimo. What's next? Is he gonna call a Canadian a moose? Of celestial bodies. You know what? I don't think the celestial bodies are offended. And I don't think the actual people are offended either. Maybe they are, but so what? Somebody will be offended by something always. And of course, CNN celebrates, oh, they got rid of Aunt Jemima, a black woman. They got rid of, this and that. They celebrate this. They love the fact that the woke cult is taking away things. Oh my God. And they even, oh my God. They even talk about the worldwide protests against the police and blah, blah, blah. The George Floyd incident. Oh. I'm surprised they didn't say that the orange man was bad, but you know what? That's pretty much the story. NASA is insane now. They're woke, and instead of doing science, they're gonna take away nicknames. NASA, I hope you get defunded, but that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? It's laughable. I think it's a joke. I think it's insane. But hey, the Babylon Bee making fun of them was hilarious. But let me know what you think down below in the comment section. As always, if you like the channel and want to support the work I do, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribestar. If you want to donate, there's DonorBox and crypto. Links and addresses are down below. You can also check out my merch store. Now, I want to take this opportunity to advertise my parlay. I know most people call it parlor, but it's actually parlay, as in like pirates parlay to talk. I'll tell you what, folks, I'm going to pin a comment of my parlay account because Twitter is censorious. You can click on it and follow me on parlay. I'll try to start posting there because I can't post on Twitter because they will not answer my emails. Anyhow, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.